Hey folks, this is Rhykker, and it's happened. It's finally happened. The real Sombra leak has happened, folks. Here it is, you're looking at it right here, right now. While this is not 100% confirmed to be real, this looks as real as it gets, and we'll go over why exactly. And first off, I apologize for this video not being up to the standards of my others, but this is just insane breaking news. We also have another leak, and this one is a definite confirmed leak of the next webcomic, and we'll show the pictures of that as well. But right now, folks, this is insane hype for the ARG to end in a leak. Wow. Now, we've covered Sombra hoaxes in the past before, folks, and I like to debunk the hell out of hoaxes, but you look at this. This looks as legit as it gets. This is Blizzard style. This looks like an Overwatch character. If this is fake, so much work went into this. That background is the character select screen with the UI hidden. That is the exact position you would find a character in at the character select screen compared to this screenshot I took of Widowmaker on New Body. That is the exact Numbani background. By the way, do Alt-Z to hide the UI. You can replicate this yourself. Now again, folks, this is breaking news, so we don't have all the details on where this came from, but allegedly it ccame from a Russian Overwatch group. You can see that there is a URL at the bottom if this URL is legitimate. Someone on Reddit, a username survivalist_guy, said he checked the URL and this actually looks real. The place where this is hosted is tied to a Microsoft online tenant that appears to belong to Blizzard. In other words, this is an internal Blizzard URL. Gotta hand it to the Russians for hacking the hacker. So if this is true, and it seems to be, this seems to be an internal document designed just for Blizzard's eyes. And it also leaks the new game mode, which a lot of people were speculating about. Honestly, I didn't believe it, but here it is. The text is cut off, but we read at the top, protect the castle doors from the Zomniks, a portmanteau of zombie and omnic, and Dr. Junkenstein's evil allies. Try your hand at 3 different difficulties. The harder the difficulty, the more points you can earn. What can points mean in this case, folks? Are these points that you can use to buy Halloween skins? We don't know. Does it just mean in-game points? If so, is that really important to specify? We don't know. Hero, Sombra, she will be hacking her way into the build later tonight. Again, this clearly seems like an internal Blizzard document. They use internal builds, so they're saying that she's going to be added to the build. If this were intended for the public's eyes, it would say the PTR or something like that, most likely. Reading further down, Sombra is one of the world's best and most notorious hackers. As a child, she lost everything during the Omnic crisis. Something with computers to survive. She worked with the Los Muertos gang in Mexico, executing increasingly more something until she attracted too much unwanted attention and had to go underground. During that time, she upgraded something and was recruited by the mysterious Talon organization. While Sombra seems content to work with blah blah blah. And then you see the URL down there if you want to check it yourself. On Reddit, they were removing this because we are not allowed to post internal Blizzard URLs on the Overwatch subreddit. But I believe in free speech and freedom of the press, and we will not be censored. Everything about this, folks, seems 100% legitimate. I say I believe this with 95% certainty. If this is a hoax, this is the craziest, best hoax for a video game that I've ever seen. This confirms Sombra is not an Omnic. This confirms that she does work with Los Muertos. We don't see any obvious ties to Rhykker, Soldier 76. Of course, we don't see the entire biography, but odds are that would have appeared early on. Also, she's probably not Alejandra, folks. Visually, she looks just like an Overwatch character. This was a big issue we had with previous hoaxes. The quality wasn't there. Visually, it wasn't Blizzard style. This is exactly Blizzard style. This is exactly the right lighting, the right pose, everything. Her costume, vaguely reminiscent of the photo we saw in the newspaper. She just had her hood up, I guess. We see her now, she looks kind of punky. That fits perfectly for being in a gang. Shaved head on one side, purple dyed hair at the tip. Looks like she's going to be using an Uzi. Makes sense, it's a weapon we've not seen in the game yet. She's got those crazy hacker fingers and that weird thing on her head. Could that be some kind of hacker interface? Who knows? But this seems to be as legit as it gets, folks. As for the other leak, it is the Overwatch Junkenstein comic. So it looks like he's not called Lab Rat, but Junkenstein. We see Mercy in her witch costume. We see Reaper in a headless horseman jack-o'-lantern head costume. Junkrat is Dr. Frankenstein. Roadhog is Frankenstein's monster. Going through the comic, you see Torbjorn in his Viking costume. Looks like we see Soldier 76 in his Evil Knievel costume, which we already have as a skin in-game. McCree seems to be dressed as Van Helsing. Oh my god, I cannot wait. I hope that's a skin. These better all be skins. We have Reinhardt in, I don't know, what is that, Napoleon or... I know you guys are going to shit on me in the comments for not recognizing it, but that's a pretty slick skin as well. And who's that as a pirate? Could that be Genji? Is that a pirate Genji? Wait a minute, that's Ana. No. And look at that, that is Anna dressed as a pirate. Very reminiscent of Penelope Cruz from the Pirates of the Caribbean, aka female Jack Sparrow. And in the comic, Reinhardt tells the story of Frankenstein's monster, just spiced up for Overwatch, but this would fit very well into the reveal of the new game mode. So that's it, folks. That's the huge leak, the big reveal. Finally, we see who Sombra is. Again, this could be a hoax, but this will be a masterful hoax. I'm 95% certain that this is the Sombra that we are gonna get, and I would expect to see her fairly soon. TM, of course. But let's hear your thoughts, folks. Do you think this is actually Sombra? When do you think she'll come? And if this is really her, are you hyped? Are you let down? I thought I would be disappointed, but this is awesome. Again, sorry for the quality of this video, but I had to get something out before I headed out for the weekend. This is insane news, but do check back in the future for all your Sombra coverage. Thanks for watching. Check out these other videos. Special thanks to my Twitch and Patreon supporters for making these videos possible. And subscribe to join Rhykkers Raiders to stay up to date on the latest Overwatch news. Some new and old data mined assets strongly suggest that there's an upcoming Halloween event, which lends some small credence to an alleged leak that Sombra is coming very soon. That's the Too Long Didn't Watch. If you don't have time to watch the full video, that's all the